Maybe it was a job you poured your soul into, only to hear, "We've gone in another direction." Or a relationship that faded into silence, leaving you wondering what you missed, or an idea you believed and dismissed with a shrug, as if it never mattered. But what if it told you that rejection wasn't the end of your story, but the first line of a better one? Today we're diving deep into the Stoic art of transforming rejection into rocket fuel, inspired by the wisdom of Marcus Aurelius, Roman emperor, philosopher, and master of inner resilience. This isn't just philosophy. It's a battle-tested playbook for turning no into now what, and then into hell yes. Over the next moments, you'll uncover 13 powerful real-world strategies to not just survive rejection, but thrive because of it. But before we begin, if this message speaks to you, hit like, subscribe, and tap the bell. Your support helps this wisdom reach others who need it just as much. Now let's rewrite the script of rejection together. 1. Let their silence become your strength. When someone ignores you, whether it's a freer who stops replying, a recruiter who ghost vow, or a partner who withdraws, it's natural to feel invisible. But here's the truth. Their silence says more about them than it does about you. Instead of shrinking, choose to expand. Redirect that into energy. Go for a run. Write in your journal. Build something only you can build. This isn't about getting back at them. It's about refusing to let their absence define your presence. You're not waiting for a seat at their table. You're building your own damn banquet. And the best part, while they're stuck in indifference, you're growing into someone they wouldn't even recognize. So ask yourself, who will you become while they're too busy not noticing you? To respond, don't react. Rejection triggers a storm inside us in anger, shame, fear. But Stoicism teaches a sacred pause. Between the event and your response lies your power. Marcus Aurelius wrote in his private journal, "You have power over your might, not outside event." So when you're dismissed, don't fire off a message and hurt. Don't spiral into what's wrong with me. Instead, breathe. Ask, is this really about me or their own limitations? Then respond, if at all, with clarity, not chaos, with dignity, not desperation. Because the world doesn't remember how you were treated. It remembers how you carried yourself through it. 3. Detach, then rebuild. Detachment isn't coldness, it's freedom. Imagine rejection as a heavy coat you've been wearing, thinking it's part of you. Stoicism says, take it off. Acknowledge the sting. Yes, but don't stitch it into your identity. Now, rebuild. Take that energy and pour it into a skill you've neglected. Join a class. Start a side project. Reconnect with someone who truly sees you. Every step forward erases the echo of that no and replaces it with the rhythm of your own momentum. Because the life you're meant for isn't behind that closed door. It's waiting just beyond your next courageous step. 4. Show, don't tell. Words can be ignored, but Results demand attention, even if it's silent. If you're passed over for a promotion, don't complain. Create a portfolio so compelling, they'll have to ask, why didn't we see this sooner? If your art was dismissed, don't beg for praise. Ship your next piece with even more soul. Your value isn't up for debate. It's demonstrated daily in your discipline, your consistency, your quiet excellence. So ask yourself, what can you build today that speaks louder than any rejection ever could? Sank and force healthy boundaries. Silence isn't weakness, it's strategic self-respect. When someone repeatedly ignores or devalues you, the most powerful thing you can do is stop feeding the void. No more double texting, no more hoping they'll come around. Give yourself the gift of no contact, not to punish them, but to reclaim your focus, your energy, your peace. Use this time to reconnect with your purpose, rekindle old passions. Remember who you are when noon's watching and no one's judging, because the right people won't need silence to notice you. They'll miss you the moment you're gone. 6. Outgrow their doubt. Someone said you weren't ready. Too inexperienced. Not the right fit. Good. Let that doubt become your training ground. Study harder. Practice longer. Fail faster. Rise stronger. You're not doing this to prove them wrong. You're doing it to prove to yourself that you never needed their permission to shine. And one day you'll look back and realize their no was the push you needed to become the person who doesn't need their yes. So tell me, what version of yourself are you growing into while they're still stuck in their old opinion of you? 7. Reclaim joy deliberately. Rejection can make the world feel gray, but joy is an act of rebellion. Go to that cafe you love. Dance in your kitchen. Call a friend who makes you laugh until your ribs hurt. These aren't distractions. They're declarations. I am more than this moment. My life is still rich, still vibrant, still mine. Shared joy is even more powerful. Invite someone into your world. Cook together, hike, create. Connection is the antidote to isolation. Because the best revenge on rejection isn't bitterness. It's a life so full, so bright, that the past can't cast a shadow on it. 8. Build your own foundation. True status isn't about who knows you. It's about who you become when no one's watching. Invest in your body. Sharpen your mind. Deepen your craft. Serve your community. When you focus on self-mastery, you stop needing external validation. You become unshakable not because the world applauds you, but because you know your worth deep in your bones. And when you share your journey not for likes but for connection, you attract people horsing it with your frequency. So ask yourself, are you building a life that depends on others' approval, or one that radiates from your own inner certainty? Dine. Live as if their opinion is optional in a room where you're ignored. Don't shrink turn toward those who light you up. Keep necessary interactions polite and brief. No explanations, no performances. And if someone consistently treats you as invisible, walk away, not with anger, but with grace. You're not losing them. You're making room for those who will never let you fade into the background. Your energy is finite. Spend it where it's reciprocated, because the people who truly value you won't need a spotlight to see your light. They'll feel it in the dark. 10. Let silence speak for you. Your silence isn't empty. It's full of self-respect. Use it to reflect. What did this teach me? How can I grow wiser, kinder, stronger? Let your calm be your compass. Let your consistency be your signature. Let your life lived with purpose be your answer. Because sometimes the loudest I'm okay is the own you never have to say out loud. Cleveland never bargained for attention. You were born worthy, not because someone says so, but because your existence is enough. Don't perform. Don't twist yourself into shapes to be loved. Instead, fall in love with your own journey. Build a life so aligned with your values that external noise fades into background static. When you're fulfilled within, you don't chase, you attract. So tell me, what would your life look like if you stopped seeking approval and started giving it to yourself? 12. Be kind, but guard your heart. Kindness is strength, not weakness. Offer a smile. Extend goodwill, but don't confuse kindness with availability. Set invisible boundaries. I'll be kind, but won't boost. I'll be open, but I won't be drained. This balance warmth without vulnerability. To harm is the mark of true emotional maturity, because the most powerful people aren't those who never get hurt. They're the ones who choose how and where. They let others in. 13. Keep your struggles private. Stoics didn't hide pain. They mastered its expression. You don't need to broadcast your battles to prove you're fighting. Let your steady presence, your consistent effort, your quiet resilience be your testimony. Marcus Aurelius faced war, plague, and betrayal, and still wrote, "The happiness of your life depends upon the quality of your thoughts." Your strength isn't measured by how much you share, but by how deeply you endure, grow, and rise without fanfare, because the world doesn't need to see your storm to witness your calm after it. We've just walked through 13 Stoic-powered strategies to turn rejection from a wound into a weapon for your growth, your clarity, your greatness. But now it's your turn. Pick one lesson, apply it this week, then come back and tell us what shifted. If this resonated, smash that like button, subscribe, and ring the bell so you never miss a moment of wisdom that helps you live with courage, clarity, and calm. And if you've made it this far, type unshaken in the comments, a quiet promise to yourself that no rejection will define your worth again. Stay grounded, stay wise, and remember, the door that closed wasn't your end. It was your redirection. Crafted with timeless philosophy, modern resilience, and the spirit of Marcus Aurelius.